What's going on, everybody? Let's get into the Real Housewives of New York City and a report that TMZ has out that says that Remy Ma was in talks of joining the Real Housewives of New York City, the new cast that they're casting for. Now, we know that the Real Housewives of New York is filming two different shows. They're going to have one that's a legacy show with OG housewives, older housewives. Then they're going to have another cast that's going to be more diversified. And this is the cast that Remy was in talks about joining. This is surprising to me. I'll get into that in a second. Let's just get into what TMZ said. So TMZ says that Remy was in early talks to become the first rapper turned real housewife, but she ran into a major problem because, as any realtor would tell her, it's all about location, location, location. Sources familiar with the situation tell TMZ that Real Housewives of New York star Ebony K. Williams brought up Remy's name to casting several months ago for the Bravo reality series, suggesting Remy would be a great addition to the show. And we know Ebony K. Williams, right? Ebony K. Williams, she was on the last season of The Real Housewives of New York. And let me tell you, to be honest, I haven't seen much of Real Housewives of New York. I don't fully see the whole season. I'll catch some episodes. I'll, see clips of what happened. But I made sure I watched last season because Ebony was on there and I wanted to see how she'd interact with these women, how they receive her, how she, would do. And those women honestly did not like her being on there. And it was a little nerve-wracking to watch, especially with what happened with Ramona. I liked Ebony. I did not like Ebony with those women. I didn't like her with those women. I think Ebony is a good addition to Real Housewives, but not that cast. Now, I don't know about this new cast, the one that Remy was being in talks for. Ebony probably could have been good with another set of women, just not those women. So they're saying that Ebony referred Remy, to Bravo. And it's understandable because Ebony and Remy, they were on Joe Budden's show that they had a couple years ago on Revolt TV called State of the Culture. And I'm, assuming this is how Ebony was able to, refer Remy. They have a history together. They know each other. So Ebony, by the way, like I said, I'd love to see Ebony back on one of the Housewives franchises. Maybe even Potomac, right? But I know you have to live there. That's the problem. But I think I could see Ebony with the Potomac women. I could see her there. So maybe you need to move there, Ebony. Move to Potomac for a little bit so you can join that cast if you're still even interested in doing Housewives, which I have no idea about. But when it comes to Remy, oh, actually, let me finish the story. I just went off the story completely. Just let me finish the story. It says, we're told the casting team had a virtual chat with Remy, and the conversation went really well, but they hit a huge roadblock when they found out the Bronx-born MC now lives in New Jersey full-time. Our sources say the rapper used to have an apartment in Midtown Manhattan, but she doesn't anymore. At the time she was recommended to casting, it was still believed she had ties to NYC. While the Bravo series is historically loose about the cast wife status, they're pretty strict when it comes to geography, so all combos with Remy and the Real Housewives of New York City ended. And we all know it's plenty of women on the Housewives that are not married. Remy is married with a child. So they're saying that you don't necessarily have to be married to be on the show, but you have to live in the area that the franchise is. So, Remy won't be able to do it. But aside from that, I know a lot of people are surprised, like, why would Remy be on Housewives? Why would they want Remy on Housewives, right? I want to know who would have been the other women that would have been on the cast. That would explain a lot. If they're choosing or in talks with Remy, then they have a certain group of women that they're trying to put together. And depending on who else would have been in that circle, Remy probably could have fit right in. We don't know what the producers are thinking. So for people to sit and act so surprised, like, oh my God, if we can have the likes of Lisa Renna, who is, I mean, just a compulsive liar, it's okay for her messiness to be on there, right? Remy, I'm not saying I didn't like her, I wouldn't like her on there, or I would. I would watch, is what I'm saying. And that's all that it's gonna take for you to do to see if you like something or not. I'm not gonna sit and just say, oh no. If I can sit and watch a woman like Lisa Renner on my screen every week, I can sit and see what Remy's gonna bring to the Real Housewives of New York City franchise. That's the comparison I'm trying to make with that. So I would have watched had she, joined the cast. But now that she's not going to be on there, now I'm really going to keep an eye out to get a little bit of tea or information when it comes to who they are looking to cast for that particular cast. And whatever I can see, whatever they have online, I'll be glad to report on. But it's just interesting once again to know that they were looking at Remy to cast her. So guys, let me know what you think about this. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Remy being in talks with joining, even though it is not going to happen because she lives in Jersey. But just let me know what you think about the thought of them wanting to cast her on the show. And I'll talk to all of you again soon.